Artist Cory Fuhr spends nearly all day, every day, in a drafty barn on his 5-acre property in Vernon, British Columbia. He welds, molds, and pounds steel plates, old car parts, and mechanics tools into lifelike and often life-size sculptures.
I naturally sort of build things, and steel and the materials just sort of call to me. And it takes a long time to get confidence. I think this year, after 7, 8 years of doing this, I'm finally getting a confidence level where I'm okay with putting work out there, and I'm happy about the work I'm putting out there.
Encouragement and support came from gallery owner and friend Peter Werner. He runs the Art Arc in Kelowna.
Cory is completely self-taught and has gotten involved in the arts, probably more due to his mother is an artist, and I'm sure throughout his entire life he's been exposed to the arts. He was disciplined enough to take hold of it and get the equipment and teach himself welding and do all the things which basically have resulted in what he's doing today. So there's a great drive behind Cory that's provided the spark, I suppose, to create and to become a good sculptor.
My generation, I think there's a lot of us out there where we'll flip through a magazine, see a new car that just came out and just drool, Or we'll see, a human figure and just go, that's great too. Like, I think we've really melded with machines. And a lot of us have an inherent appreciation for machinery. I know I do. I love looking at car parts. So for me, I just, I think the two are a great mix, man and machine. So this piece here is a golfer. He doesn't have any hands yet. He's going to, and it's just at the end of the drive, so he's looking through. So this is what he's going to be. At some point, he's even going to have a face. That's not the head that's going to stay with the piece. Today, I'm just going to work here on the side of the torso, filling it in, getting the side and back muscles to come in properly under the pectoral. And then a lot of the front, I'm just going to be leaving open. That's sort of the X-rated area there. He's going to actually have a cod piece. That's not the real workings.
The anatomical correctness of his work actually starts right from the beginning. And that's what I find quite unique in Cory's work. He doesn't spend much time taking things apart, putting them back together. It's a growth process from a skeletal structure up to the final product.
In my work, I always try to maintain a fairly close and accurate depiction of anatomy. And it's a long process. It's a long learning process.
Cory focuses on the human form, but he's created everything from a giant spider with legs made from metal tubing to delicately crafted trees and musical instruments. He builds his sculptures from the inside out, visualizing the shape as he adds pieces of metal from his scrap pile.
Initially, I can envision the work and the feeling, the aura it'll have when it's done, the life it has. I can pretty much capture that in my head before I start anything. And I just know that that's what I have to build. And so generally when it's done, I know it's done because it has the same effect as to what I originally saw in my head. And I'll know when I meet that point, and then it's finished.
But I got it this far, and I couldn't even get another rib on it without it taking away from the spinal column and the pelvis. So I just left it.
Chris Knights and Stephen Schwartz own the Engine Gallery in Toronto.
His work is beautifully made. Technology has replaced work like this. This is what makes Cory's work so valuable, because it's beautifully crafted, beautifully made, and you just have to come in and have a look and see why this work is so powerful.
They're somewhat soulful. I mean, even though it's made out of metal, and it's you don't usually connect metal and soul together. But I think he's achieved it. He's made them come to life.
The direction that I've pushed into is pretty much simply my own. I've kept myself so secluded that I've worked off of my own work now for years. So I've sort of developed my own style, and I haven't had a lot of sort of other ideas filtering in. So it's kept my line of work fairly pure in that sense.
Cory's life isn't really all that secluded. He lives with his longtime girlfriend Stephanie and their two rather large dogs.
These are the kids. That's Jake. Come here. There are Great Dane Mastiff crosses. And the other one is Winston. They're brothers from the same litter. They're pretty harmless unless they really like you, and then you're in a whole lot of trouble.
He'll also make the occasional trip into downtown Vernon to stock up on materials and to chat with the locals.
I've grown up here. I've always been around this area. It's a pretty small town. I think it's right around 30,000 people or so. It's got lots to do in the summertime. There's lakes and a good ski hill. It's got a nice small community feel to it. Hey, Kale. Hey, guys. How's it going? Yeah?
Hard at it?
You bet, as always.
As always, yeah.
Yeah, you know me, man. My life's just a solid vacation.
Yeah, the life of Riley.
I have people collecting parts for me all the time. All the time. They're amazing. I have amazing local support. I've had it for years now doing this, and they're just amazing. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better town to do what I do in. It's incredibly accessible for me. People help me out any way they can, and it's so appreciated. And it's really, helped me to get these figures out and more lately into other galleries in different parts of the country.
What do you need, Cory?
What do I need? I need it all.
You need the whole rack?
Yeah, the whole rack.
Cory relies on people like Jack Ralston from a company called Interior Machines to provide him with some basics.
I think that's a 3 again. Some more of that would be fantastic.
What does he buy from you?
Just raw steel, raw iron, and from there he makes his art, yeah. Whether it be flat iron, angle iron, box tubing, plate, he gets it and then he turns it into art.
Back at the studio, Cory has deadlines to meet. There's only 2 weeks to complete The Golfer, a piece headed for Arizona. And from these legs, Cory will build an entire human figure for a gallery in Sun Valley, Idaho. But you won't hear him complain about the workload. Cory admits he enjoys the hectic pace.
I live in this shop. This is it. I come in here, the music goes on, it's really loud. It's incredibly loud in here. Ear protection. I try not to catch fire. That's all I try to do, and just go. And go, 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 go.